Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. Are you a goofball that loves Giants football? If so, sit back and relax. Except you, that person driving. Sit up and keep your eyes on the road. Your ears, though, can still listen as we talk about the team that both excites and frustrates us so much. And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs, the New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, soon to be joined here by my co-host, Rob. Alrighty, guys, so today we are here to give you guys the update on all things New York Giants there. I know it's the off season, but we still got stuff going on. There's still stuff popping off every so often here. Got fights with ex-players, got guys leaving the coaching squad, got all kinds of stuff here going on. So we wanted to catch you guys up to date with everything going on there with the New York Football Giants there. So first things first here, it's a little odd to lose one of your coaching staff right before the season begins. But that's what the Giants are now facing. Anthony Bleavins has been named the head coach of the XFL team, the Vegas Vipers. And you can't help but be happy for the guy. Anytime you get a chance to run your own football team and take a promotion, even if it's in a lesser league, it's still a promotion because he's going to be the head honcho. You got to feel happy for the guy. You got to go ahead and, congratulate the guy and hope for all the success in the world there, because that just continues the legacy of the New York Giants by having somebody see it elsewhere. Not to mention the fact that, let's be honest, the New York Giants like to hire people later on that were Giants at some point. That's just the Giant way. The once the Giant, always a Giant kind of motto there. So if Anthony Bleavins has success over there in the XFL, who's to say he doesn't come back later on as a defensive coordinator, maybe a successor to Daboll down the road, who knows? But yeah, he's been a coach with us since 2018. So he's lasted multiple coaching regimes there. Obviously, he's going there with T-Mac there as a special teams coordinator there, always, following with him throughout these years here. Was an assistant special teams coach, but did also spend some time when he was with Judge coaching the DBs and the linebackers. Him and Judge were like this because two of them actually coached together in college at Mississippi State there. So they had a history together before Judge even got here. And he replaces Hall of Famer Rod Woodson. But the team did not do very good last year. So he does have a little bit of uphill battle there. So we'll have to see there what happens there. Again, we can't help but wish all the success in the world to this guy, especially since it's a different league. We won't have to face him ever to worry about. It's not like when you lose a guy, who was coaching to another team that you have to see later on. We're not going to see him there until he comes back into the NFL again. So all success in the world. And we'll have to see what the Giants now do to go ahead and replace him. Again, the guy's been on the staff since 2018. Obviously, it's a guy they have a lot of respect for what he does. Obviously, we had some issues with special teams, though, last year as well. So it's a little concerning to lose somebody who's one of your top special team coaches literally just a couple months away. It's not like there's guys just sitting around looking for a job that have a ton of talent at this point in the season. So chances are they're going to have to either hire from within or hire somebody maybe in a one-year contract to replace him and see what they do next offseason, whatever the case may be. Hopefully they have somebody already eyed up, ready to go there. We'll have to see. Time will tell. Next up, we do have some sad news to give you. Johnie Cooks, the former New York Giant, has passed away. He was the second overall pick in 1982. Good year I was born, by the Baltimore Colts, which, still sounds weird to say the Baltimore Colts there. So signed with the Giants in 1988 after being released there mid-season. Played for the Giants from 88 to 1990. So 43 games overall, 23 starts, including 6 starts in the 1990 Super Bowl championship season. So listen, anybody who puts time in, especially as a starter, is a part of that ring, part of that team, part of the history. So, definitely condolences to family, friends, loved ones of Johnie Cooks there. They're still kind of releasing information. From what it sounds like, it was some kind of bacterial infection, but they haven't given all the news as far as, exactly what kind of infection or what was going on there. But again, condolences to his family there. Now, we do also have a little bit of odd news. So, those of you who are aware, I'm sure, of the show Collin Cowherd's The Herd, probably one of the biggest podcasts out there. He had Jason McIntyre of FS1 on there, and he suggested that the New York Giants go ahead and trade Brian Daboll next offseason to the Los Angeles Chargers if both teams miss the playoffs. I cannot believe that was said out loud. That is as outlandish, as crazy, as ridiculous as anything I've ever heard. That's like something I expect Skip Bayless to say, not somebody on the Collin Cowherd show. Not that he's like the epitome of journalism, but he says things for ratings, but doesn't say that outlandish at that point. And it wasn't like he stopped him like, oh, that's ridiculous. Oh, that's crazy. He was just like, oh, that'd take a lot of picks, and that would take a lot of, like, you got to stop the guy, man. That's ridiculous. There is no way the New York Giants look to trade Brian Daboll at the end of the season. The only scenario where that would make any sense whatsoever is if Brian Daboll goes, I'm done coaching you guys, cut me loose, and becomes an issue. Considering the history with Joe Schoen and him, I really highly doubt that's ever going to happen. These guys worked together for some time in Buffalo. This was Joe Schoen's guy. Brian Daboll could have basically, let's be honest, could have had any head coaching job he wanted last offseason. He chose to come to New York. He had his pick of the litter. He wanted to go and coach with Joe Schoen as the GM. That was his decision. Why would he ever want to leave here like that after just 2 seasons? Why would the Giants want to let him leave after 2 seasons? Minimum 1 with the playoffs. It just makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And I just absolutely hate when people just talk out of their backside, to put it nicely, about football in general. If you don't know what's going on, then just don't talk about it. We got John Anderson. He said, what I miss, where's my Roberto? Roberto actually had to go to the store for something for emergency. He'll be back here shortly there, John. He should be on just a couple minutes here. But yeah, like I said, I'm absolutely boggled why a quote unquote legitimate show, one that's carried on one of the biggest sports networks on TV, one of the biggest podcasts out there, that has sponsors, $1 million companies, would have an idiot come on and suggest that the Giants would ever consider trading Brian Daboll. Now, I get it from the Chargers' point of view. Don't get me wrong. That makes 100% sense from the Chargers' point of view. But let's be honest, the Chargers had a ton of injuries last year. But if it wasn't for that, Brandon Staley's probably without a job because this team is underperformed. This team they thought was set up for a playoff run at the very least, and they haven't done that. So again, from the Chargers' point of view, this makes 100% sense. And I'm telling you right now, if the Chargers have a mediocre season again this upcoming season, you can bet your butt that they're going to look for a new coach. But that new coach will not be Brian Daboll. Now, they may call the Giants up. If they really think this is the zeroed-in guy they have, maybe that's what he's hearing. But there's no way in hell the Giants legitimately look at this as an option. Because you know what it does? It gives the Giants no head coach. It gives them none. John says, Daniel Nitt leaving. We got our new fat Parcells. Time to win Super Bowls. Have you been drinking, John? And he asked about Roberto. He said he ran out of condoms. LOL. I don't know. I don't want to know if that's what he went. I don't think that's the thing I want to know if that's what's going on. But yeah, like I said, I wish when you have one of the shows like The Herd, a bigger show out there, that the guy hosting the show would just say, dude, you're an idiot. Shut up. Why would you even say something on my show? It's just beyond me. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever to say something like that. It's just stupidity, absolute stupidity. All right, guys. So we have one of our typical topics. I hate to say it's a typical topic, but it is a typical topic now to talk about. And it's a certain ex-New York Giant who just can't get over us. He's like the jilted bride. He's like the ex that just won't go away. And that's one Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney just posted another video talking trash about New York Giants fans. Talking trash to the point that he felt the need to like go in his closet, turn off the lights, and use like black light makeup on his face and have his teeth light up and everything to make it look like something out of Nightmare Before Christmas for some reason. But again, the guy's posting videos talking trash to New York Giant fans as if we weren't supportive of him in his time as a New York Giant. This time last year, Giants fans were ecstatic and excited to see what Kadarius Toney was going to bring. There was guys out there who thought he was going to be a legitimate wide receiver one for this team, which, let's be honest, this team still needs to this day potentially. You know, it's something we were hoping for last year out of him. And he just couldn't do it. Could not do it. Deb says, so glad he's gone. Dude is a bit weird. He's more than a bit weird. And, you know, a lot of me, honestly, just hopes that the man gets the mental help he clearly needs. There's something wrong when you're doing this kind of thing like that much longer against the fans of all people. Like, what do the fans ever do to him? Now, we don't know what happened behind the scenes with him and Daboll and Joe Shane and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, he can make the legitimate, you know, claim that, hey, the Giants did me wrong. Daboll did me wrong. Joe Shane did me wrong. I don't know what happened behind closed doors. I don't know what the conversations were. You know, so that's possible. I'm not going to say it's not. But the fans sure as hell didn't do anything wrong to him. I mean, the fans, you know, were kind of a little harsh on some players in the past, like Evan Ingram, for example. I don't remember the Giants fans being too harsh on Kadarius Toney. It wasn't like he even saw the field to boo him. I mean, the guy couldn't even get on the damn field last year. So, Ivan, this is the second one he's posted in the last couple months, just trash talking the Giant fans. I mean, hell, he went to go get sized for his Super Bowl ring. Sized for his Super Bowl ring, and he's posting a video trash talking Giants fans. You should be ecstatic. You should be ecstatic. You just won a Super Bowl. You helped your team win a Super Bowl. Let's be honest, guys. He played very well that game for the Chiefs. I'll take out my bias to the fact that I think he's a schmuck and an idiot and go ahead and say he played well in that game because he did. So be ecstatic that you made it to Super Bowl. You played well in the Super Bowl. Your team then won a Super Bowl. But instead, you're too busy trash talking the fans of a team that you haven't played for in almost a year. Then what? We traded away him right at the trade deadline. So you're talking, you know, it's been at least over a over a year now. I would say over half a year now since we've traded the guy. Yeah, it looks like it was October 28th. It looks like it was October 28th. So you're talking now 9 months. 9 months. Insanity here. I got a couple more comments from John. It says, really hope we face the Chiefs in Super Bowl and shut Toney up and beat Andy Reid and his Hawaiian shirt. LOL. Funny you were one other day, Drew. Listen, I like my Hawaiian shirts. By the way, that wasn't just a Hawaiian shirt. Might have been difficult because you guys got a small picture of me on your screen. but it was actually a Disney Hawaiian shirt. I know he had just little like hibiscus flower things that had little Mickey Mouses too. Can't help it. I'm a Disney adult. But like I said, I don't know. I'm a bit confused. Why that much longer? Why are we living rent free in this guy's head? And I'll say point blank that when I post this video on Twitter for us to go live like this, I tagged Kadarius Toney's Twitter handle in this. And I fully expect him to be the punk who just blocks us instead of responding or doing anything at all like that. Because that's the way he is. He posts stuff. He talks trash, but he can't handle it when someone talks trash back to him. He can't handle it. Point blank. He's a wimp. Point blank, thin skin. So I fully expect that's what's going to happen. But like I said, I wanted to tag him in this because I wanted him to know that this is what we think of him as Giant fans. You want to share your opinion, Toney? We're sharing our opinion. You're an idiot. You're wasting your own talent because you're too busy playing games and being an idiot than just being dedicated to the game and doing your thing, because you had the potential to be a Pro Bowl caliber, a Pro Bowl caliber receiver. And instead you're worried about the fans of a team that supported you, that you haven't even been a member of the team for 9 months now. Shut up and play football for the Chiefs. It's ridiculous. So what's interesting is he actually, over the weekend, got into a fight with Chuck Knox. Those of you guys may be unaware of him. He's one of the other Giant content creators as well. He just posted a tweet about it after Toney did it. He says, Kadarius Toney goes off on New York Giant fans. Okay, a few shots last season towards the Giants and their fans was probably warranted. I'm going to draw the line there, though. This team drafted him and put him in the NFL because the former GM believed in him. It wasn't Shane nor Daboll's fault that they couldn't trust Kadarius to learn the playbook. Are we allowed to admit the injury was an excuse for why he never got on the field? Kadarius Toney is an effing scumbag. Obviously, he didn't say effing. I'm trying to keep it somewhat child friendly, somewhat for us. And a lot of people agree with it. And I think that's fair to say. Like I said, if you want to take a shot at the team as you leave the door, whatever. I mean, that's it's not unheard of. People do that. I still don't think he deserved to do any shots towards the fans whatsoever, because the fans, like I said, supported him, pumped him up to be much better than he actually was, all because of the Cowboys game. Let's be honest. The Cowboy game was half his freaking yards his rookie season. But again, if he had issue with Joe Shane, he had issue with Brian Daboll, speak your mind then if you want. Whatever. It's not considered the quote-unquote professional thing to do. But if you want to do that, do it. Leave the damn fans alone, who did nothing but support you. Buy your damn jersey. Support you. So then Kadarius Toney sends a DM to Chuck Knox, sends a direct message to him. And I was kind of shocked by that one, to be honest. Like, I didn't think that was that bad of a tweet he put out there, but I guess thin-skinned Toney couldn't take it. So he said, and there's a little bit of language in this one, but I'll try to keep it down as best I can. I also have to translate, too, for those who are unaware that, Kadarius Toney apparently has trouble with the English language at times, because it's just, it's like a 16-year-old kid wrote this. He says, "Pussy, when you speak, I may speak facts. I knew that weak as," and I think he means 2 S's on that, not just AS. But he misspelled it. Playbook, and could spells it with a K. Spelling is very difficult. Kadarius, hooked on phonics work for me. It could work for you too. He said, and could give a F, and he obviously didn't say F about Daboll, Joe, or you. Y'all broke AS, again, instead of adding the second S, speaking on me, not vice versa. A variation of the F word, because he's FUKK instead of the C. And again, this is just ridiculous. He said, the Giants my boy go get a ring. Like I said, first off, you need a translator. Translator basically to figure out what the hell this guy's even saying. As we got Rob in the comments section, so I guess he's about ready to pop on in a second. He says he's an oddball, no goofball. But like I said, it's just I don't get it, man. It's 9 months. Let it go. Let it freaking go already. So instead, you're going in someone's DMs. You're putting Daboll and Joe Shane on blast, which is the first time I've seen him do that in public like that. I've always heard rumors that there was issues between those guys, but this is the first time I've ever seen him go public with issues between Joe Shane and Brian Daboll. So I thought that was kind of probably the most interesting thing in this whole thing here, as it looks like we do have Rob here. There's Rob. There he is.
It's me, Rob. I finally joined the show.
John was worried you were running out of condoms, so that's what you're going to the store for.
I was at Walgreens.
They do have a nice selection of contraceptives there.
They do.
Ribs.
I was in Long Branch too, so there's some coat hangers.
Oh gosh, we're not going there. You're in Jersey, not Florida. You don't have to worry about that problem.
Touche.
Not to take the politics into it, but anyway, yeah. So Kadarius Toney sends all this to him, and again, like writing like a 16-year-old that's like high on meth and fighting with somebody, and then he blocks him. He doesn't wait for a response. He just flat out blocks him.
Listen, if you're going to put something out there in on media, like you at least have to get some answers to it. That's just been like the bully that punches someone in the dark.
Yeah, it's insanity. All right, we got a couple more comments here. Mostly John. John's on a roll today. He says it's just to keep him in social media. That's why he's doing it. John all says, I hope Roberto didn't cut himself using Manscaper. I can't comment anymore on
That's what I was
at Yeah, needs a Band-Aid. He says, ooh, starting fights. I like it, Drew. I like it. I'm not even starting fights. He started the fights. Seriously. Kadarius Toney started this BS. And like I said, we tagged him in Twitter when we posted this video. And I challenge him. I'm going to say it right now. I challenge him to come on the show, be a man, and talk about it. I mean, you need a translator, so that's the way he types things out if he wants to talk that way as well. But it's absolutely freaking ridiculous. 9 months you've been gone, dude. Get over it.
He was like on the board of Mortal Kombat and it decided to spell the K.
Oh, we're losing you, Rob. We're losing you.
He was on the board of...
Oh, we're lost you.
Wait a minute.
Heard that. You know what's the scary part? Is Kadarius Toney has posted in the last 2 months 2 more videos bashing Giant fans that he scored touchdowns with the Giants. Just saying.
I mean, how many videos has he put out?
He's posted 2 videos, by the way. You can do the math very quickly and say that's zero touchdowns with the Giants.
Yeah.
Doesn't take a genius for that one. Even Kadarius Toney can do the math. Let's see.
I guess math was his skill, not English.
Who knows? John says, Drew is pumped tonight. Look out. And he says, oh, I thought you said Chuck Norris. Toney would be dead before he even tried against Super Chuck Norris. Listen, Toney would definitely not start with Chuck Norris. And I don't think I would even in his 85-year-old state he's in probably. Because, listen, next thing you know, he gets that burst of energy. You never know what's going to happen.
Listen, underneath their head with the
you're breaking up bad. You're breaking up real bad. So John says, guess he didn't cut his balls. He's alive. Well, dude, what's up, man? He says, Drew Rob. Good to see you, man. Anthony Big Blue Ant Seal says KT is a biatch. I like the spelling there. He's avoiding using the term.
He sounds like Toney.
No, I can understand what he was saying at least.
Yeah,
He was trying to avoid use the cuss word. Toney just doesn't know how to spell. I guarantee you half the things he put in there were actually like meant to be. He thought, oh, this looks right. Send.
Yeah.
John says Drew is upset. Worlds are colliding. Seinfeld reference. John, we don't know Seinfeld. We don't. We don't. No soup for you. Okay. That's like the only one we all know. I think that's the one everybody knows.
And before my hotspot interrupted me of what I was trying to say. All I was trying to say was, kids check underneath their bed for the boogeyman. The boogeyman checks underneath his bed for Chuck Norris. Kaboom!
Oh gosh. But yeah, it's just like I said, I don't get it. I really don't. Could you imagine, like, for Kadarius Toney, you must be like right now on top of the world. Like literally, you're traded.
He's a Super Bowl champ, technically.
You traded from a team you obviously had issues with. Okay, you obviously were upset with everybody there. You didn't want to be there. You get traded away. You go to a team that is one of the best teams in the NFL. You literally have, I think it's safe to say we can agree, probably the best quarterback in the league throwing you the ball now.
Yeah.
You go there. You play better than you did for the Giants, obviously. And I mean, by playing better, I mean you played at all because you ran out of hamstrings to injure. Then you get to the Super Bowl. You're a decent part of them winning the Super Bowl. I mean, he really is. We can't say otherwise on that. Then you can't get over the old team. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, why? Like, on top of that, the team got rid of their number one receiver this offseason. You have the chance to be their number one receiver if you just focus on football.
And instead of focusing on the Giants' social media and their fans, which have nothing to do with, he's 2,000 miles away from us right now, give or take. And if he just focused on that playbook, he could be one of the top receivers in the league. But instead, he just wants to walk around making videos bashing Giant fans and Giants.
Yeah, well, you say the playbook, and here he is. I gotta wonder if he knows anything about playbooks at all, because he said he literally called Daboll's playbook and Kafka's playbook weak. I think those two both have a resume enough to show they know offense in the NFL. They know what they're doing. They're not idiots. Brian Daboll was a highly successful offensive coordinator for the Bills. He took a team that, let's be honest, was one of the worst teams in the NFL the last couple of years, took it to the playoffs his first year there. Kafka.
Yeah. Let's put it this way.
Come from the Chiefs, the team he went to.
Yeah, let's say you want to bash
part of the playoffs. That part of the playbook he had in the Giants is there in Kansas City.
That's exactly what I was trying to allude to. It's like, so you're trying to say the quarterback coach that helps your number one quarterback possibly in the NFL right now. Almost safe to say. I mean, there's some arguments there, but I'm not going to go down the line. But it's pretty safe to say he's definitely top 1.5. But
top 1.5.
He helped coach this guy to be who he is today. Which, I mean, granted, he's full of talent. It's not 100% Kafka, but like a lot of those plays and a lot of the techniques that he's also using now, I don't think Kafka had anything to do with. And you're calling him weak? Like, well, what are you saying about the quarterback? What are you saying about the coach stuff that your team now presented? Like, they thought
a lot of NFL teams didn't want to even deal with Mahomes coming out of the draft. True.
Andy Reid saw something in him big time.
Yeah, but you don't think Kafka did? You
don't think
100%. Kafka helped fix the issues he had by letting him sit for the year and helping him, working with him nonstop? I mean, see, we got a couple other comments. Anthony, Big Blue Ant Seals. Did you know what they say? It's if it looks like a clown, it acts like a clown, it must be a clown. He's not even a clown. That's an insult to clowns.
Yeah, I was about to say, not all clowns are a bunch of a-holes.
Yes. Just crusty.
Yeah. Hey!
Whoa, what was that? That was like Fat Albert.
Yeah, I guess
That
so.
was more Fat Albert than Krusty the Clown.
A little bit.
Let's see.
I'm a little rusty on my crusty.
Tudo says, Drew, I bet you anything in the world KT wouldn't make any negative comments about the Giants if he was in our presence. He wouldn't be able to witness the daylights again. Listen, Kadarius Toney will never. This is why he blocked people a long time ago from posting onto his social media and all that kind of stuff.
Even when he was a Giant.
He is so thin-skinned, it's not even funny. Like, he's so thin-skinned, he should be in a museum. He's like translucent. You can see all his organs and everything.
Like a mummy.
It's horrendous. Like, how could you be so weak-minded and play a sport that requires some mental fortitude? This is why this guy is probably never going to reach the full potential he should. Is because he cannot get out of his own way and just shut up and play football. That's it.
Listen, listen. The wide receiver position is a very egocentric position.
Yes,
and that's not a terrible thing. It is what it is. Like you're one of the stars.
Sometimes.
Like it is sometimes. In this
Sometimes.
case, it is. But like, if you got the ego and you're going to start talking shit, you got to expect it back. You can't be that baby that sits there and I can make fun of you. I can do this and that. As soon as you say something to me, oh my God, what a bunch of a-holes.
Exactly.
And you go to the New York market, which is one of the hardest markets to go through, which you have to have thick skin. And you're going to start talking crap to the fans. Like, you got to expect it back.
Yeah. 100%. And I'm telling you right now, Kadarius Toney is a punk. And if he does anything, he'll just block us. He won't even probably comment. He won't even take me up on the offer to come on here and give his side. Listen, we will do that. We will shut up, which is very difficult for me to do. I think we all know that. And we'll let him say his side with no interruptions, no anything, and why he's so upset with the Giants and the Giants fans specifically. But he won't do it. I guarantee he won't do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is what it is. It really that's all there is to it. Let's see. Anthony Big Blue and Seal says, isn't part of Kafka's playbook what they're still using in Kansas City? Yeah, definitely. That's what we're saying. Like, it's got to be a part of it because the playbook is not just Daboll didn't just bring his playbook from Buffalo over here.
Yeah, you don't think as a quarterback coach, offensive coordinator wasn't looking what he did over there and kept the plays like, oh look what he did with this quarterback who's now like one of the best in the league, top 1.5%, top 1.5 in the league.
Yeah.
You don't think he's going to keep any plays he generated just for Mahomes? Like, you be out of your mind.
Yeah, the whole situation's insane. Let's see. John says, I check under my bed for Chuck Norris too. I met him back in the late 80s. Great guy, still my fave. And now I'm curious, John. I feel like there's a story. Like when the time that
did you have beer and nachos with him?
Can you imagine beer and nachos with Chuck Norris?
He seems like a beer and nachos kind of guy.
He strikes me as the beer guy, but not the nacho guy. Like he probably eats healthy.
Yeah, but everyone eats healthy. Normally has one cheat meal. I can see him going out watching football, going, no.
Let's see.
Turkey ground beef.
John says, unless his podcast comes on here, no point in talking about that biatch. Listen, we got to vent sometimes. This is a venting portion of the episode. And unfortunately, I hate to say it's probably going to end up like being like half the episode because it's a lot of frustration. It annoys the hell out of me. It's like, give it up already, dude. It's been 9 months. Get over it.
Yeah.
This is like the ex-girlfriend you have to block from texting you because she just won't leave you the freak alone.
I was about to say.
That's exactly what it is. Get over it.
Meanwhile, they're dating a supermodel right now.
You got dumped. Deal. Okay.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're dating a supermodel, and they keep looking back.
Exactly. Enjoy your supermodel. Shut up.
Yeah.
Moron. You know, I really wish they had traded him to like the Arizona Cardinals.
Right. Imagine him being a Raider. He would fit in as a Raider.
I'm just saying, like, some kind of crappy team would have been nice. Raiders definitely qualify for that.
And that's what I'm saying. Crappy team, and they like that. They like the egos in the.
Oh yeah. John also says, "Hey, it's Fat Albert." I'm telling you, it sounded just like Fat Albert. It did not sound like Krusty the Clown.
I was trying to do the Krusty hey because he does the hey too.
Hey! I can't do it now.
Yeah, I was saying you're Fat Albert too.
I can't do it. That wasn't quite Fat Albert. I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't know. Yeah, no. I have to hear it and practice it and see if I can do it.
I think I feel like I need to smoke like 3 Newports and try to do it. Get that raspiness. That's too much fat.
It's like the same raspiness for Marge's sisters.
Yeah.
Patty and Thelma.
Once again, they're always smoking.
Probably the same voice actor on top of that, let's be honest. The Simpsons
probably
had
not
like
wrong.
100 characters and 3 people playing them.
It's just about.
It feels like that at least. But yeah, guys, like I said, it's just I don't know. I had an axe to grind today with this whole Kadarius Toney thing. It annoys me. It really does. I don't know why it shouldn't annoy me because whatever, we both moved on. But I guess we've moved on. He hasn't moved on, and that annoys me right there. I want him to just move on. Oh
Yeah, I mean, I don't want my social media threads just to be bombarded with.
And here we are contributing.
Yeah.
We're part of the problem, not the solution.
Oh god.
But yeah, like I said, it's annoying. I'm done. You know, like I said, he needs to just go away or say his piece and get his venting time he seems to need to let everybody know what happened. That's what I feel like he needs to do. He needs let us know what happened, but he doesn't want to tell us at the same point. It's almost like someone under an NDA that just won't give it up because they can't give it up.
Yeah.
He can't have an NDA. Just say it. Whatever it is, just say it. Just say, hey, Joe Shane wronged me because he did blank and blank. Brian Daboll wronged me because he did blank and blank. Giant fans wronged me because he did blank and blank. Use complete sentences. Use your words.
Yeah.
To there. Oh, no, you want a ring. I got a ring. Go get a ring. We got 4 rings, dude. Shut up.
I was gonna say, let's not have a piss and match about ring.
Yeah, you're not talking to the one of the poor weak teams in the NFL. Okay, this is a team with a damn good history that you had a chance to be a part of, but you
don't want to do do the history of it.
You couldn't learn the playbook. That's the problem. So you can say all you want.
Well, he also didn't want to learn the history. He admitted in preseason, right? He didn't know the history. And if he would have paid attention, he would have seen the legacy that he had the opportunity to be part of.
It's also though he had the chance to have a good relationship with Daboll. I remember Daboll was playing his music during training camp last year and stuff like that. He talked good about him too. He was trying to make it work, and now it just you see it looking back on it now, and you go, that was him trying to placiate a petulant child. That's what it was. That's all it was. He was like, oh, maybe he'll like me if I do this. And sometimes with headaches, you just got to take your Tylenol. And that's what we did. We traded his butt over to Kansas City. So get over it, Toney. Get over it. You're not a New York Giant. Maybe that's the problem. He wants I just thought of that. Maybe that's the problem. He wants to be a New York Giant.
Oh.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he was happy to be drafted by the Giants, wants to be a New York Giant. Or maybe he's just upset he has to change his entire back tattoo. He does have his old number and everything on his back tattoo now. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. It just strikes me. The whole situation's weird, man. It really is. The whole situation is freaking weird as hell. Just get over it. Get over it. So, alrighty, guys. But we'll stop ranting about Kadarius Toney. I think we've ranted enough about that man for ever.
I mean, what we can do is maybe get LeBron James in the argument because he's all about Campbell right now.
No. I don't think LeBron James' issue with Kadarius Toney though.
I was saying maybe we could start something and just watch it.
Paris Campbell's #1 fan.
Yeah.
Because apparently they went to the same high school and everything together. And I was reading that and I'm like, okay, well, yeah, they went to the same high school, but Paris Campbell's like
10 years apart.
15 years older, probably.
Other way around, yeah.
Younger, I mean, yeah, right. Yeah.
LeBron's not that old.
Gotta be close to 40 now. So Paris Campbell is 25, LeBron's 38.
All right. Okay. So we're in the middle. There we go.
13 years. 13 years difference. So that to me is a little weird. Like they make it seem like they made it seem in the news articles like they played in the same team and everything.
Yeah, right.
Like,
You're 13 years apart. So when he was a senior, he was in the second grade, first grade.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, John shares his Chuck Norris story. He says, met Chuck Norris at one of his karate schools in VA. He was shaking hands, passed me by, yelled his name. He stopped, looked in my eyes. I felt instant fear, and he took my hand and said, "Nice to meet you." John has not washed his hand ever since. Yeah.
So the question is, did he give you his left hand or the right hand?
It doesn't matter. He can do
Chuck
both.
Norris.
He can switch hands. He can switch hands, and he's so fast you wouldn't even know.
Saying one's a wiping hand and one's a shaking hands.
I'm telling you, not that we're talking about them much anymore because of the fact that we're not being sponsored by them anymore. But if Manscaped was looking for a sponsor, Chuck Norris would be a great sponsor. That man was some hairy freaking guy.
Yes.
That man had like a carpet going on his chest, like shag carpeting. It wasn't even like it's almost like he was going for the role of Bigfoot in the movie.
I mean, his back was more of his problem. His chest,
He had hair everywhere, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Insanity. So part of that 70s hair club thing.
Yeah.
I'm more manly.
You know, he's Rogaine on the back.
Rogaine on the back. Just shower.
I'm not hairy enough up here.
Just dumps a big lot of it into the bathtub and rolls around with it.
Just soaked up. Something super hairy.
I'll tell you, on the list of things I thought we'd talk about tonight was not Chuck Norris rolling around in the bathtub. Just saying.
Yeah.
It was definitely not on the list.
I mean, I guess for his sake, at least it was the Rogaine and not Nair.
Oh, yeah. There's not enough Nair to take care of all that.
Nair has nothing Chuck Norris hair.
No. Be afraid of it. It would jump right back in the bottle.
Nope.
Alrighty, guys. So we'll be back again here for you guys on Wednesday night. We're kind of leaving the schedule somewhat open right now because for those who are unaware, we are 1 week away from the deadline with Saquon Barkley. So we're hoping that we have the chance to go ahead and do a Saquon Barkley episode here coming up soon. We'll have to see what happens. As Anthony Big Blue and Seals earlier said, there will be no deal and Saquon will sign the tag. Just my opinion. You know what? 50-50. 50 he signs the tag, 50 a deal gets done. But I don't think there's a chance in hell he doesn't play. I'm not worried about that at all. I think the Giants want the tag.
Yeah.
To be fair, I still think the Giants want the tag. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that plays out. But we got one more week to go, and that's it, guys.
Yeah, I mean, we have different views on it, but like at the end of the day, they're going to take the tag over not signing him.
Yeah, no, I mean, they don't. Here's the thing: they were talking about signing him to a $13 million a year contract, even if it was just for 2 years, hypothetically, because no one's released the guarantees, the years, or anything like that. You're still talking about, you're still talking about paying him more money than you would pay him if you just tagged him for the year and relook at it next year. So,
yeah, but I mean, like we said, we don't know the guarantee. So if it's like $7.5 million guaranteed, and you turn around, everything else is incentives, and then kind of
it won't be
down a little bit. You still free up some cap.
There's no way that's what it's going to be. There's
But
no way that Saquon's to take anything less than the guarantee money he's already got sitting there on the table.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I was just not.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. There's no way. We'll see what happens there. 50-50.
Well, I mean, it's got more guarantee. It's got more guarantee with the years on. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. We've talked about that enough.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, we'll see what happens with that long term. Because, like I said, I think something's going to happen potentially the next couple of days if it's going to. But it also could be like Daniel Jones, where you do like the last like half an hour before the deadline's up. But obviously, like I said, we do anticipate something happening. again, Monday is the cutoff of next week, so you got literally 1 week to go. So, yeah, I think no matter what, at the very least, we'll have a Saquon episode next week on Monday. I think it's safe to say that's what's going to happen.
Within the next week, we'll be talking about it.
Within the next week, we'll let you know the decision. Like I said, so we're going to keep kind of the schedule open in the meantime to see what happens. Now, if Saquon signs with a tag, new contract, whatever, and it's not a day that we are scheduled to be coming on, Giant fans, you know what's going to happen? We're going to be coming on. You know that.
We'll be right there.
Whatever day this gets resolved, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be going live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and of course, my LinkedIn profile, Rob's favorite way of getting all the Giant Goofball info there. And of course,
how we watch it at home.
And of course, as always, we'll have the audio version of it up, usually about an hour or two after the show as well, on all the major podcast platforms, whether it's Apple, Spotify, the Amazon, iHeartRadio. Yeah. We'll see. There's like so many different. It's ridiculous. I think the scary thing is I think like 90% of the people use either just Amazon, so use Spotify or Apple. But it's like
Spotify's the number one.
Is it the number one?
Number one podcast. I
can't help it. I gotta say I like Apple Podcasts.
I'm not an Apple guy, so I'm Spotify.
I'll tell you this. This is why I like Apple Podcasts. And if you guys are like me and you like Apple Podcasts, I'm gonna encourage you to use the reason I like Apple Podcasts. And it's because people can leave an actual review. It's not just this many stars or that many stars. So if there's a podcast I haven't listened to before and I want to see what I think about it, I can go on Apple Podcasts. I can go ahead and hit the button. I can go ahead and see what people are saying about it and get an opinion. So we have a couple of reviews like that. Nothing too crazy, but we had one that said we were very good and said very nice things. We had another one that says they liked the show and our opinions and the fact that we do a lot of posts. They just thought we were too goofy and giggle like 13-year-old boys. Listen, okay? We're immature.
Okay, it's in the title.
Our name, Goofballs, in the damn title. Schmucks.
It's in the
title. Let's see here. We got one more comment here from Jonathan. We'll get going. He says, doesn't matter which hand it was. I got shake his hand. That sounds like
I got you.
That sounds like a dance party song. I got shake his hand. I got shake his hand. I got shake his hand. Either way, he doesn't have to wipe because shit doesn't stick to Chuck Norris. Okay, did Chuck tell you this? Because if that's the case, you definitely want to wash your hands after shaking hands. Plus, we already know we talk about the hair everywhere. There's probably some dingleberries going on. I'm just saying.
Like party time.
It's a whole orchard of berries up there. All right, guys. Again, we'll see you guys on Wednesday night. Like I said, keep posted for information on Saquon when he signs. We will go ahead and go live that night as well. Regardless if it's a night we usually record or not, we'll adjust our schedule that week for that, obviously, whether it's later this week or starting next week there. As Soul Brothers number one, what's up, man? He says, hey, dudes, sorry I'm late. Well, sorry,
man.
We're just ending.
You might have to recap it.
Ending. Yeah, we're just listen. Once we get done, to the beginning.
You gotta rewatch the show.
Mostly, we were ranting about Kadarius Toney today. See, he says I'll rewatch it. Of course he will. Soul Brother's a good guy. Appreciate it, man. John says you guys cracked me up. Thank you. That's what we're here for. Listen. When Rob and I started the show together, we said two things we wanted to make sure the show covered. We want to give you guys information on the New York Giants because we freaking love the New York Giants. It's in our blood. Like literally, there's like red and blue coming out like that point there. We bleed. The second thing is we didn't want people to be bored watching or listening because I can't tell you how many times I'd watch or listen to a podcast and go, oh my God, like this guy knows what he's talking about, but he's like the Ben Stein of podcasters. I didn't want us to be that. because
Yeah.
it's boring. It's boring. So let's have a little fun. Yeah, we talked about Chuck Norris.
This is how we. I mean, this is how we talk when we
Yeah.
talk Giants before the podcast.
Exactly. It's got a little fun. It's another thing I did not think we were talking about today was Chuck Norris's dingleberries, but it happens.
Yeah.
It's a lot of weird Chuck Norris things going on today.
Sometimes it happens to more people than others.
Exactly. And again, Kadarius Toney, if you're listening, there's your offer. Come on the show, tell us your side, or shut up. Point blank. Talk, tell the whole story, or shut up. That's your options. I have no way of enforcing other options, of course, happening. I don't know. I'm saying like that's it. 1 or 2. That's it. He can still do 3 and just be an idiot like he's been. But we'll just continue to think less and less of him. But it'll happen. But I think I'm kind of at the bottom now, where I don't think I can think any less of him than I do now already. Unless he like murdered somebody or like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
there's some crimes out there that you could kind of put him a little lower.
Yeah, it'd have to go like really bad. Like he'd have to be like a really like one of those like horrible crimes, not like got caught with a bag of weed. I couldn't care less about that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm saying like he's got to like legit be like in jail.
A heinous crime.
Yeah, heinous crime, heinous. Alrighty, guys. Again, we'll see you guys again Wednesday night. Appreciate everybody listening in. Again, if you want to sponsor the show or you want to join up one of our memberships there, the website is buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Again, buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. There's monthly memberships. It says one-time donations. So again, I should say donation, but one-time sponsorships available as well. Subscriptions start just $5 a month there too. It's nothing too major. We try to keep it at a low cost there for everybody if they want to do that. Again, appreciate you all coming on today. We'll see you guys later on this week there. Hopefully with some good news soon about Mr. Saquon Barkley there. And as always, Giant fans,
go G-Man!
Go G-Man! G-Man! And the masters of the
G-Man in tights!
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support. If you made it this long, you must have enjoyed it. So I am sure you have followed us on all the social media platforms. Of course, you have subscribed to the show on your favorite app as well and given us a top rating. Right? Right? Right?